Mac and Free, we back. Now, we extended the show a little bit just so we can finish off this list. So here's the rest of the list, Free. So we gotten through 20 through the last one was 22, Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out. Here's 21. Get Rich or Die Trying, The Massacre by 50 Cent.
Yeah.
That's 21. Number 20, Eminem Encore, 2004. Number 19, Eminem The Slim Shady LP, 1999. Okay. Number 18, Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, Jay-Z. I'm not surprised at that one.
Yeah.
Number 17, My Uncle, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, 1993. He's number 17. That would be high up. Yeah. Number 16, The Fugees, the Score by the Fugees.
Yeah.
96. Now this one these next two are definitely a shock to me. And now I'm not going to just name the name and the artist and the year, but we're going to tell you how many records it sold. Last 15, we're going through the records sold. Number 15 is Nellyville by Nelly, 2002.
I believe that.
Sold 6.5 million copies.
Yeah.
But this next one is probably going to floor you. Number 14, selling a whopping 7 million copies. To the Extreme, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
No.
No. I believe it. Because you got to understand. He because, the Beastie Boys had that rock blend. And it was different. But Vanilla was like the first one to really come at it. And like they were like, oh, he hard. Like you had Third Base. But Third Base didn't have the crossover appeal with it. Like they were boom bap. We gonna hit you with some truth. But
Ice baby, I couldn't.
When you dancing with the Ninja Turtles, man, big time.
Listen, he did say To the Extreme. I wrecked the mic like a vandal, light up the stage, and wax a chump like an ant. Like a candle. So there you go. All right, number 13. We got to get past Vanilla Ice because I can stay on that all day. Number 13.
Rice and gravy, baby.
Number 13 sold 7.1 million records. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Yes, sir.
Say more. Number 12, which makes number 30 even more shocking. Remember, The Chronic was number 30, and I'm going to go back to number 30. The Chronic sold 4.6 million albums.
Shocks me.
2001 by Dr. Dre, 1999 sold 7.6 million albums.
Wow.
Number 11, 8.1 million albums, Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Here's Nelly again. Country Grammar. Sold 8.5 million albums.
Wow.
It's number 10. Number 9, which I love you, Will Smith, but I don't know how you sold 9 million albums with Big Willie style.
Millennium?
Particularly Big Willie style.
But you got to understand, back then, if you had a big hit, that thing carried you. No knock on Nelly. Yeah. But Nelly could get like 2 or 3 hits, and people's like, I gotta get it.
All right, so
it's like mega hits, that you hear when you went to any club.
Wait, hold on a second. Was Big Willie style the album that had Summertime on it?
No, He was still Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince then.
Okay,
Big Willie style I thought had Get Jiggy With It. Wasn't that Big Willie style?
I hope that was.
That was Getting Jiggy With It. That's why, he had it. That was a mega hit. So, yeah. Na 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 na.
Yeah,
Na 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 na.
you know what? We got the time. Let's go to the track list.
Yeah, yeah. Big Willie style.
That was getting jiggy with it, and Miami.
And then in Miami,
So,
yeah, and he
yeah,
followed it up with Miami,
and it had Men in Black at the. You know what?
Oh yeah.
So moving on, because I still don't.
Yeah.
Number 8 with 9 million records sold was Beastie Boys 1980s. I think this is what grabs me more than anything. That was a 1986 album. They sold 9 million albums. Licensed to Ill, and if you hadn't heard Licensed to Ill by Beastie Boys,
well, you know it was tapes back then.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So so number 7, Tupac, All Eyes on Me sold 9 million albums.
Come on.
Number 6, which I don't understand, it was Queen's greatest hits. They're not hip hop. I'm not sure why they're on this list, but that's who's listed as number 6. And maybe this is albums all time, but no, this says hip hop.
Yeah.
So I take that back. So Queen is not hip hop, but they sold 10 million albums. That was a double album. Now we're going in the top 5, and here is Please Hammer.
You sure
Don't
that
Hurt
wasn't
'Em.
QB's finest?
No, that's Queens. No, that's Queens. So it's Queen, but Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em is number 5. So 10 million albums.
Yeah, I knew one of them Hammer albums was big.
And now here's where Eminem gets really, really interesting. So for people who don't know this about Eminem, in the top of all these albums, and they break this down all the way to the top 50, Eminem shows up on this list 4 times. He's number 41 with Curtain Call, the greatest. He had a greatest hits album that's on the top 40 most sold hip hop albums. He also has Recovery, which was 31, 8 Mile, which is 27. Actually, he's on this list more than 4 times. He's on it 6 times because there's Encore and then the Slim Shady LP. That's Eminem before you get to his last 2 albums, which ranked number 2 most sold album, which is the Marshall Mathers LP in 2000, and then the number 4 most sold album, which is the Eminem Show, which was the follow-up to the Marshall Mathers LP in 2002. So if you wonder why Eminem's so daggone popular, he's responsible for 20 million in album sales that are in the top 5 albums most sold ever. Number 3 that we skipped over is Life After Death, the Notorious B.I.G.
Now that shocks me.
What, that it was number 3 and not number 1?
No, once again, well, at the time it came out, so I understand it. Let me say I understand it from that standpoint at the time that was surrounding it. Even All Eyes on Me, I think, picked up sales right after Pop in '96. But the album was good, but it still left question. I thought Ready to Die was better as a whole. I just think you had more songs on the Life After Death because it was double disc. But I think consistently, Ready to Die was to me better.
Yeah,
I might get banned from hip hop circles, but I'll take that.
It beat Ready to Die by a lot, and then you got Speaker Box and The Love Below, which sold 11.4 million albums, and still to this day is the highest sold hip hop album of all time. You know what I found?
My downloads now.
Yeah, I know. You know what I found interesting is in this top. We started at the top 40. Out of this 40, you know Jay-Z was only on this list 1 time.
That shocks me. The Blueprint didn't make it.
Nope. Now, if you go back, so this lists the top 50. Now, if you count 40 from 50 till you get to 41, Jay-Z is on there 2 more times.
Yeah.
With Volume 3, Life of Times of Sean Carter, is number 46. And the Black Album is 43. Ludacris is 40. He sold 3.6 with Word of Mouth. And then, which I actually have that album. The Beastie Boys is on here again. DMX is on here a few times. Kanye West has one album on here that sold, which is starting to give some credence to McKee's point the other day. Kanye West has 3 million albums sold with late registration, and that's the only. Nope, take that back. He had 3.2 million sold with College Dropout, and that was number 44.
Yeah.
So he wasn't. Yeah. So he really wasn't not as off as I thought it would be. But
yeah,
that was an interesting. It was an interesting list of things that, because I didn't know that about a lot of these.
But I think it shows credence to, if you have the I don't want to say it in a degrading way, but if you have the club hits, it shows if you have those hits that, like, that could carry your album sales.
Yeah.
Back then, because you could look at half of those albums in that top 10 and be like, man, some of them 23 through 30 were way better than that if you go through, but they were carried by those mega hits. Yeah. Club bangers, the commercialized. Oh, you hear it in commercials and on Just Dance. No, but
yeah, exactly.
I think yeah, I mean, you look at it. Even with the Speaker Box and Love Below, a lot of those hits were straight club bangers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and it was so catchy. Like, people just.
But you didn't fairly give Speaker Box its just due, because if you go back through, and I mean this, you go back through and you listen to the Speaker Box album, man, listen, I can tell you, Big Boy ain't done that high.
Bad. I ain't saying it was bad. I just, and like I said, it may be because I leaned more towards Three Stacks. I was just into him and his vibe at the time, vibrate. And I may not. I just didn't like. It wasn't like it. It was like, I put Love Below. I might listen to a track or two on the Speaker Box, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And that might have been just where I was with it. But like I say, I bought the album.
Yeah, the
so
Rooster.
I'm a part of that 11.4, man.
Yeah.
Show me love. Show me love.
The Rooster, man. You got to get on the Rooster. Hey, but that's all the time we got today, man. We are glad y'all stuck in there with us. And keep coming to see us on Tuesdays, man. It's just us, Mac and Free. We still trying to bridge these gaps. And just get some conversation started, if nothing else, man. Talk about it and get on with it, man. Mac and Free, we gone. Peace.
To turn the fucker up only if it feels right. I'll be late for that. I can't wait for that. I think I was made for